What's going on, everybody? Uh, Trent back again. It's been a couple of weeks. Uh, Weather's kind of been in and out here, just up and down. Goes from being sunny and in the 70s to just rainy and crappy again. So it's kind of had me feeling lazier than normal. So I apologize for taking so long to get to this, but I'm back. I'm doing it. Of course, I got more records. It's new there. Some really good stuff though. Good amount of jazz this time. So if you like jazz, stick around. Some other stuff other than jazz, you can just stick around for that part too. But before we do that, I thought I would. I didn't think I wanted to give some shout outs to some channels that I think are really great. The first being Captain Phoenix's Corner. The captain is a really great guy. He's super knowledgeable about jazz music and the history of jazz as well. Such a pleasant guy to just talk to and deal with. And he's also got a great video with the founder of Sam's Records. If you know Sam's Records, it's a fairly new reissue label out, I think, of France, and doing really high quality stuff. Like, for example, I think one of the most popular reissues was the I'm not even gonna try to pronounce this, but the French album that Miles Davis put out while he was over in Paris for whatever the name of the movie is. I don't know. But reissued it in the 10-inch format, and just it looks great. I have yet to get a copy, but I really want one. Anyways, I'll link Captain Phoenix's channel down below. The other is Analog Archive. Joe over there is also super knowledgeable about jazz music, has a phenomenal collection of original stuff. Is starting to get more into that jazz funk realm. And Joe's just a great guy as well. He's just so nice to talk to, and I love his taste in jazz music. Uh, Brian over at Embryonic Robot is also just a great guy. A lot of 80s Canadian stuff, or 80s and Canadian stuff, sometimes separate. But Brian's also, again, just a phenomenal guy, super nice. Him and I are always commenting back and forth on each other's videos. But go check out all those channels. I'll link them down below. All great guys. Uh, really think that they deserve some more love. But anyways, let's get into the vinyl finds, because I have got a stack that is kind of large. Actually, we're going to start with some new records. I don't show a lot of new music on here, but I do love new music. I just don't talk about it a lot. The first being House in the Tall Grass by Kikagaku Moyo. Now, Kikagaku is a Japanese mainly psych band. They have a little bit poppier sound at times, not super poppy though, but very, very good modern psychedelic music. This is on Guru Guru Brain, which is their own label. This just got reissued, so I finally was able to get a copy for a decent price, and just a phenomenal album. I actually saw these guys last fall, and they were just phenomenal live. Such a crazy atmosphere, and they're actually on their last tour before they kind of disband. So I'm gonna go see them again in September in Seattle. Very, very stoked for that. Great band. Check them out if you don't know them. The next one is another one I've been waiting on a repress for, and that is Paranoid Cocoon by Cotton Jones. I love this album so, so, so much. This is on Pink Wax. Just got reissued by Suicide Squeeze in Seattle. This album is, it's folky, it's psychedelic, it's kind of country, it's got a really great organ on it. Side B on this album is just perfect to me. If you don't know this record, but you like all those kinds of elements, go and check this record out. I absolutely adore everything about this record, and it sounds phenomenal too. I've been playing it a lot lately. Next up, we got a couple country records. These ones we'll do it quick. This one I've actually been after a copy for a while, but I saw this in a dollar bin. Tom Paul Glazer and his Outlaw Band. It's got the promo stamp, nothing on the label there, but just a good quality, kind of outlaw-y, country-ish record that came out in '76. Tom Paul Glaser was on the Outlaws album with Willie and Waylon. Great record. Happy to get that little possible promo for $1. Next up, we have got Johnny Cash at San Quentin. Just a quality copy. I had sold my last copy, and this was in the shrink for $9. I'm not really going to say much more about that, because live Johnny Cash is the best Johnny Cash. The next album is not country. It's a bit folky, but it is an album I was not familiar with at all at the time of buying it. I had listened to a little bit of it in the store. The owner put it on for me. Very rare record. This is called Peralta by Ray Peralta. This is a really small label done in Hawaii. This is just a really rare Hawaiian folky record, but it's got a couple groovy songs on it. The first track and the very last track on here. What's cool about this too is that it's actually signed by Ray right there. But a pretty good record. I'm trying to think of the words for this. It's very chill, very good acoustic guitar playing. I wasn't wowed by it, but I did really enjoy it. So this is Peralta by Ray Peralta. Check it out if that's your kind of thing. Okay, moving on to some rock now. Did get a few rock things. This one actually has a story behind it though. So this is Barbed Wire Sandwich by Black Cat Bones. Now, I bought this offline, but I bought a copy that had the cover and also had a record. The record was in pretty rough shape. So there was another listing on there that had just a record and no cover. So I was like, oh, and it was graded a little bit better. So I was like, I'll just buy that too, and hopefully it's better than this record. So then I got both of them, and they're both pretty crappy. So it's one side on one plays better than the other side, and then vice versa, where the other side plays better than this other side. So I've got almost a complete one. I don't know. I'm happy I have it, but kind of upset that I have to have two different records for it, and they both just are kind of crappy. Took a chance. Didn't really work out. How it goes sometimes online. Still a great cover though. I absolutely love this record. Very good bluesy hard rock psychiness. Later went on to form Leafhound, or not form, but transform into Leafhound. So this is right at the beginning of that. A great record. If you don't know it, check it out. It's phenomenal. The next two are from my dude Aaron over at NSU Records, which he just started a channel too, by the way. So I'll link his below as well. So you're going to get 4 channels down there. Go check them all out. Aaron's a great dude. We did some trading. I traded him that Pink Floyd 45 that you guys saw a video or two back. I don't know. But this is The Sacred Mushroom by The Sacred Mushroom. This is a 2013 reissue by Shake It Records. Listened to this last night. I just got it yesterday. It sounds phenomenal. I believe Aaron told me that this was put out by the band from the tapes too. So this sounds really, really good. I think it's cool how they kind of emulated the original label on here. The original label is the label called Parallax Records, but this is a great bluesy rock album with some psych elements to it. But I remember the first time I ever listened to this record, I was like, this does not match the cover. You would expect it to be some Elevators type stuff, you know? But it's very bluesy, blues-based stuff. But it's a great record. And this reissue sounds really good. And they're still fairly decently priced. I mean, I think $25 from 2013. Sounds really good. Highly, highly recommend this reissue. He also sent me this. I did not know he was sending me this, so this was kind of a cool little extra goodie that he put in there for me. But this is Hourglass by Hourglass. you know, Allman Brothers Band before it was the Allman Brothers Band. This was their first band where they recorded and put out an album on Liberty Records. Now, this copy isn't the best, but hey, it was free, so I'll take it. Thanks, Aaron. But just a great record, you know. Greg sounds awesome on this record, and you've got Greg and Dwayne on here. Those are the only two members of the Allman Brothers Band on here. But still, a great record. A little rare, kind of pricey, nothing too crazy though, but a great record. Next up, we have an upgrade of sorts. Now, this is my original copy of Samonday. I think that's how you say it. It's pretty rough. This is an original US pressing. It's not in great shape, but I did find this the other day. This is called The Message by Samonday. This is actually a later pressing. This is a 78 or 79 Polish pressing on this red Musa label. Sounds great. I know it's a lot rarer. Maybe it's not a lot rare, but I know it's rare. So I saw this in a store and I was like, oh, I'll take that. It's really clean, plays great. Couldn't be happier with it. Still on the hunt for a clean copy of this one. But I mean, look at those two. That's pretty cool. I think they're both great covers. But this is one of my favorite albums of all time. This record kicks ass. Like Afro rock funk with some psychedelic elements in there. Dove is a great song. Bra, The Message. Check it out if you don't know it. This album is seriously great. I think it's starting to become a little bit more well-known, which is awesome because it kicks ass. Another upgrade copy that I found, but I already traded away my other copy, my older one, is of Coriel. You guys have seen me show this before if you've watched my videos. This is on Apostolic Vanguard. The jacket is nicer on this one, and the vinyl is better than my last copy. But this is one I don't see too often. Really good, hard-hitting, like, psychedelic jazz. It's crazy. It's really good. I highly recommend it if you're not into jazz, but like really good guitar playing, psychedelic elements. This is great for you. Check this one out. The next one is actually a fusion-y album. I'm not a big fusion guy. I've stated that before, but this one I think kicks ass, and I'm happy I finally have a copy of it. The last copy I saw was actually at the record show, but someone had grabbed it right before I could get a chance to take a look at it. But this is Timeless by John Abercrombie, with Jan Hammer and Jack DeJohnette. Sorry. On ECM Records. Don't have many ECM records. I think I've got maybe one or two others. But this album is great. Really great organ playing on here. Just wailing organ and really great guitar playing. And I really like Jack DeJohnette, and all three of these guys are just going so hard on this record. It's really good. You know, if you like fusion, check it out. If you're not big into fusion, I think you would still like it. Super happy to finally have a copy of this. Great record. Now we're moving on to the full-fledged jazz. I've got quite a few here. Some stuff I bought online. Some stuff I found in person. The first one being Alto Magic and Hi-Fi, A Dance Party with Bostic by Earl Bostic. This is on King Records original mono pressing. Found this in the dollar bins with that Tom Paul Glazer. Now, I had heard of Earl Bostic before, but I wasn't super familiar. Did some reading, and he was a huge influence on John Coltrane, actually. And you know, I don't normally buy a lot of like the more boppy swinging stuff, but which I thought this might be, but then I listened to it and I was like, that is not quite how this is. He's got a really unique tone on this. I can see where Coltrane took his inspiration from Earl Bostic and made it his own. If you listen to him, you can hear it in there. Very different tone for the time. Kind of still a bop and swinging rhythm section, but Earl just kind of plays so different from the time. He's not playing cool, smooth jazz. It's kind of It even has some free elements in the sound to me. Not super free or anything, but you can kind of hear that. Really interesting record. I got this for $1, so I'm very happy with that. I'm gonna be looking out for some more Earl Bostic. Don't see his stuff like ever really, but it's not expensive. Okay, moving on. We've got Twins by Ronette Coleman. This is a white label promo, actually. Was not familiar with this record when I saw it. I was like, what is this record? I've never seen anyone show it. I've never seen anybody talk about it. Did some research, found out that it was pretty much released without his permission. And it's some like different cuts from sessions throughout the years on his Atlantic years. But this is more just on the not totally free side. This is more on the hard boppy free side. A mixture of the two. The first track is First Take, which you've got the Ornette Coleman double quartet. You've got Ornette Coleman on alto, Don Cherry on pocket trumpet, Scott LaFaro on bass, Billy Higgins on drums, and then you've got Eric Dolphy on bass clarinet, Freddie Hubbard on trumpet, Charlie Hayden on bass, and Ed Blackwell on drums. How crazy is that? That's just the first track, and it's like 17 minutes. It's pretty wild. Good record, though. This is a super cool record. It's not expensive. If you like Ornette Coleman, I would highly recommend this. Speaking of Dolphy, I got a copy of Out to Lunch. Now, this is a I can't talk sometimes. United Artists pressing. I got this online. This was actually in the shrink when I got it, but, you know, the shrink was kind of just, like, cloudy, and, like, it didn't make the cover look good, so I took it off, and look how good this thing looks now. It looks awesome. But it's super clean copy. I got this for a good price. I've never had a copy of Out to Lunch. It just kind of started to hit me earlier this year, like, how good this album was. I listened to it before, wasn't on the same plane with it, but now I am. And I mean, the lineup's killer on here. You've got Dolphy, Freddie Hubbard, Bobby Hutcherson, Richard Davis, and Tony Williams. What's not to love? Classic record. Most of us probably know this if you're into jazz. Love it. Happy to finally have a copy. Next one is another online buy. The next two are actually. But this is Into Something by Larry Young. With Sam Rivers, Grant Green, and Elvin Jones. This is his debut on Blue Note. This is the 1970 pressing. Got this in the mail as well, was also in the shrink wrap. However, all of this writing up here was not disclosed to me, and the shrink was half ripped, like here. So I was not too happy about that. The writing on the label was also not disclosed. Again, not happy about that. The condition is as described for the vinyl, but not for the jacket. Got a pretty good deal on this. I think with the writing and stuff that wasn't disclosed, I should have gotten a little bit better of a deal, but whatever. Happy to have it. Love this record. This lineup is like features some of my favorite players and all their instruments. So it's a classic. Really great playing from everybody, really. I mean, it's Larry Young's album. Obviously, he stands out with organ. It's a very different sound, but I think everybody just plays friggin' great on here. Check it out if you don't know it. Okay, the next one is one that is starting to go up in price, and for good reason, sort of. I got this for a very good deal. I took a chance on this one. The person said that there was marks on it, but still played pretty good. And honestly, I think they undergraded the jacket because the jacket's like perfect. That is San Francisco by Bobby Hutcherson and Harold Land. What a great record this is. It's starting to gain in popularity these days. So if you want to listen to this, go listen. If you want a copy, get one now. Original pressing on the Liberty labels. I can't remember if it was Liberty or UA at the time. 71 is when this came out. This is a phenomenal record. When I got this, I was playing it nonstop. I mean, it's so groovy and just like fun, and it's a magical record, to be honest. I understand why it's going up in price, but you know, there's not many 70s Blue Notes that are just like phew, but this is one of them. Again, if you want a copy, I would get it now because I have a feeling they're probably just gonna keep going. But yeah, this record actually, you know, even despite the marks that the seller's head was on it, plays like perfect. I could not be more happy with this one. It is just such a great record. Highly, highly recommend this to everybody. Groovy, funky, good little bit of post bop in there. A phenomenal record. Now these next two are grails. I took this past Friday off of work because I saw that these were being put out amongst other really good jazz records. And I just could not pass up the opportunity. It they're just, it's too good of stuff to pass up in my opinion. And I got both of these along with the Samunde. And yeah, we'll just get into it. Now, the first one is a little bit more popular, or well known, I should say, probably. That is Talk to My Lady by Gene Russell. Now, this is an original pressing on Black Jazz Records. This was sealed when I got this. It was a sealed copy, and I paid up for that, but I did end up taking the shrink off because Black Jazz has these really cool textured covers that are like heavy and thick, and I love that about them. So I just took it off. Sorry, everybody. What a great record. Groovy, warm, funk tones on this. The Rhodes is just such a killer sound. I love the sound of a Rhodes piano. And just great, warm, fuzzy, funky playing on here. Not overly funky, just like that smooth, chill funky. If that's your kind of thing and you don't know either Black Jazz or this record, check out both. Black Jazz is a phenomenal label that I think is finally getting its due. It's getting reissued, so I know that's become a lot more popular lately. But love this album. Really great album. Happy to have that in the collection now. The last one, another Black Jazz title. This one is more on the rare and sought after side for this label. That is Coral Keys by Walter Bishop Jr. Original pressing on Black Jazz. This was not sealed. This one was open and just as is. Which honestly I'm happy about because if it was sealed, the price would have just gone. Which it still was, but I love this album. It's such, again, it's like that warm, fuzzy, little bit of funky lingering in the background, but still this record maintains its hard and post-bopness. Especially considering who is on the lineup. You've got, on side one, Walter Bishop Jr., Idris Muhammad, Reggie Johnson, and Harold Vick. Great lineup. Side two is Walter Bishop Jr., Alan Benger on drums, Reggie Johnson on bass, Harold Vick on tenor, and Woody Shaw on trumpet. That should kind of, if you know those players, that should kind of give you an idea of how this is. But does not go too far out there, as you might think with Harold Vick and Woody Shaw. So, a great record. Again, very, very happy to add both of these to my collection. These don't pop up often anymore. And just both great records. Very, very stoked on that. Very stoked on the jazz front lately. I've been doing really well there and getting a lot of things I really love. That's what I've been trying to do. And if you know my or if you've seen my Instagram, I've been selling some stuff lately in order to buy some other stuff that I want. I just bought something today. I paid for it, so that will be coming soon. It's very exciting. But anyways, hope you guys have had a good weekend. If you found anything cool, let me know, because I love hearing about what other people find, other cool stuff. Give me a follow on Instagram if you want. Come over and talk to me. I love talking with people. But I will see you guys later. Peace. Hope everybody has a good week.